So this is updated Seismic Assault Monument 1.1, we're going to call it. End up cutting the 3/3 Cycler Disenchant. Decided, yes, let's go a little bit heavier on the main deck Boseijus instead. And then let's also go in on Sprawl. And so I was pretty resistant to the 27th land. I was pretty resistant to Sprawl. When did we play this deck? On Tuesday. And the reasons for this was just like more mana sources. Like we just have so like our deck is like so full of just mana sources. We're up to 31. But after working with this list some last night, I've kind of decided that the combination like you don't really even count Forgotten Cave as a mana source, or you can just kind of not count it as a mana source. And then between Commercial District and Looting and Flashback Looting and Loam to like get back Thicket, I think it's fine. I think that it's fine. And the Utopia Sprawls allowing you to play your 3-drops on turn 2 have been a really, really big deal too. This deck has been killing on turn 4 pretty often, and Utopia Sprawl helps with that as well. I don't know if a turn 3 kill is technically possible. It probably is like very technically possible now with the Utopia Sprawls. Also, of course, Seismic Assault is such like a hard to cast card that making your mana worse is also not super agreeable. Okay, on the draw here. Tapped Sacred Foundry. Great draw. This is maybe like a grindier Mardu build if they're not doing anything. Maybe they have Felia. Should we have one Valakut? Definitely not. So I want to be able to play a Seismic Assault next turn. Turn 3 Fable is pretty slow. Draw a card first. Probably making a treasure token off of my... Oh, right. Forgot about the discard the hand size value. Yeah, but the treasure token is going to let me like go more easily, like Monument, Channel Boseiju. I guess I could have gone upkeep, cycle Street Wraith, make a treasure token, Channel Boseiju, kill Fable, but I'm not sure if I want to give them the extra mana. Yeah, they're definitely a more controlling build, which is cool. Yeah, we've had a bunch of like cleanup, trigger Monument. Okay, Wrenn and Six takes 2. Maybe they're going to Flage the Wrenn and Six. So a little scary to Boseiju the Fable and like get Arena of Glory flaged. Only weak to Arena of Glory. I think I should probably be digging for Seismic Assault first. Okay, there we go. Probably just GG. My stutter's been kind of bad today. I do think it's pretty cool how like you just have both of these, and it seems like when you have both these in play, it's just like almost a 2-card game-winning combo. I didn't draw another land though, so I guess I can't go for the win. So maybe we lose to Arena of Glory plus like Thoughtseize or something. But also if they escape Flage, we could try to Seismic Assault the Flage. Okay. Since we are in this grindier game here, we'll just go kill the token. Also, you know, want to just draw land and trigger the monuments again. Yeah, I decided to add the Sprawl. I feel like the extra speed was really important. It also like makes Boseiju better. Like you can get Wrenn and Six Boseiju online faster. Turn 2 to 3 drops. Thoughts these would trigger endurance. That's true. So this is a Wrath. This is going to be a brutal Wrath Disguise. So you lose 8. Doesn't exactly seem like we can afford to take more damage. Maybe we should have played the Sprawls. I'd play 1 Sprawl here. So not going to have a lot of time to beat this Flage. It's a great Wrath Disguise. Mono green Monument with 6 bauble consideration. Is that worse than this? I mean, it's kind of interesting. If you were mono green, you could play the green Seismic Assault that only gets triggered off of, that makes a bear instead of 2 damage. It's like, it's kind of an interesting thought, but I'm not exactly sure how that would play. Alright, so hoping that we can survive with the spawns here. Mono green count seems kind of interesting. Yeah, we had Woodland in an earlier build. The mana was just pretty tough, but yeah, we could play the green Seismic Assault that makes bears instead, which bears is a lot worse than a shock. Unfortunately. How's deck stop Storm? Well, there's not a lot of Storm at the moment. It is picking up in popularity, but you have some Grafdigger's Cages, and you can just try to win on turn 4 and hope that they lose to themselves. Mulch and mono green. There's a strictly better mulch. I guess it's not strictly better in our deck. We're not going to play mulch. It's not going to happen, I think. But let's see how this game goes. I'm kind of intrigued. Yeah, I don't think we want to dredge the first Loam here. Let's go looking for a Seismic Assault. Easy peasy. Like if you play the green one instead, it's just like instead of winning the game on turns like this, you're making a bunch of 2/2s, and then they get like K returned and stuff. Have I tried Monument and Asmo? Yeah, we have Trophy to League with that. We played the Marauding Mako too. Howdy, Koji. But if you play mono green, it's like you get to play like your mana goes from quite bad to insane, and you get to play 4 shifting woodland. Oh. Dang it, sorry. Okay, my opponent's still dead. Yeah, Mako's good, but you need like cookbook Asmo. I don't think we're quite good, like consistent enough at enabling it here. We're not like super far away, obviously. Yeah, I'm liking the Sprawl so far. It's like, again, we talked about this last time too. My worry with Utopia Sprawl was that if we played it, we would have too much air in the deck, which, you know, we're feeling a little bit of here, but I think the upside is really worth it. I guess I don't love that Cage plays into the Wrath of the Skies more. Yeah, I probably don't want to go in on that. Yeah, I don't know if we might not even play 6 in the mono green build. It's could be possible you could get a Green Sun Zenith package going though. I'm kind of interested in the mono green version. This deck's cool, or this hand's cool. Like Utopia Sprawl goes for, like you get to play like 4 Boseiju, 4 of the green cycle land, like I get maybe like 3 shifting woodland, and then the rest are like fetch lands, some surveil lands, and then like basic forests. What did I cut for Sprawl? I cut the 3/3 cyclers. So yeah, I went minus. I cut the 3/3s that cycle Destroy Artifact Enchantment from the new set, which is a card I wanted to test out. It was fine. And I went up a land in playing 3 total Boseiju down the woodland, and then I'm also playing the Sprawls now too. I think we can just jam the Monument. Yeah, Web Strike Elite. Can never remember the name of that card. Yeah, I have Green Sun for Living Twister before. It wasn't very good. Yeah, but let's see how this match goes. I'm kind of open to brewing that mono green build on stream today. I thought that card was for main board threats against Breach. Yeah, but then we just moved more in on Boseiju. We might still play like a light red splash in the mono green build for Wrenn and Six though. Necromancia, my Seismic Assault can still win with just the monuments. Path of Discovery to have bears explore more lands. Probably not. It sounds very fun. I have tried that before. Yeah, we're talking about being a mono green build to make the mana better, smoother, less painful. Play 4, maybe 4 Boseiju, maybe play 4 shifting woodlands or 3 shifting woodlands. Is there any like? There's not a land that can give your creatures haste, right? I don't really think there are any good haste enablers, unfortunately. Okay, so I have no Seismic Assaults to dig for with the Rumbles anymore. In fact, these Rumbles are kind of... I guess they can find another monument. The max speed one? I mean, that one's not going to be an option. Two surgicals over 1 Magus, 1 Pyroclasm on the board. What's your hope to target with surgical? It's not really like it's okay against Breach, but it's like much worse in sideboard games when they bring in 2 hate cards. Would you play Bobble if we played Mono Green Woodland? Yeah, so like the card 6 could be an interesting enabler in Mono Green with Bobble. You had the Ooze of Mono Green Devotion that let you kill turn 1. Oh, I did have something, didn't I? Or no, I think I was just paying for Summoner's Pact. No, you're right. What? We did have something. I had a Chroma's Memorial off of Karn. Yeah, that's not going to do it. Yeah, Anger's not legal in this format. It would be perfect. It would be totally perfect, though. Will you brew with Count on Luck? That card's not a playable modern card, in my opinion. Not even, like, really close, to be honest. So we just win here. Draw a card. 3 damage, 2 damage. Then we can pick up the Boseiju and then channel the Boseiju on my opponent's turn for 6 more damage. I guess they can have a Solitude to survive. Hall of the Bandit Lord. Well, we want something that gives our bears haste. Specifically something that gives all of our bears haste. But it doesn't really seem like there is anything particularly reasonable that does that. You plan to play Eula's Influence in mono green. Yeah, that's the entire idea of being mono green, is that our mana gets better and our payoff is a Eula's Influence, which is worse than Seismic Assault, but close, potentially. I don't know. It's interesting. I think this is probably going to be the better build, but the all mono green mana is just it is very tempting. Yeah, Reunion is pretty splashable. Flip the Tamio on the play. Pretty good. Oh, Emery instead. Yeah, I think we hold up the Boseiju, and then we can potentially go Wrenn, hold up Boseiju next turn. Yeah, I'm not going to play Crossing Drawbridge, you know what I mean? I think like it would have to be something like Anger, but we could just try like just see how good a board of 2/2 bears is. Sometimes a bear is better than a shock, but not really often enough is the problem. If you're already splashing red, mass hysteria. Yeah, the thing, like one thing I don't love about this like dialogue tree that we're barking down here is that the tree seems to be okay, we're interested in playing mono green for better mana, the ability to play Shifting Woodland, the ability for Boseiju to be like a good mana fixer instead of kind of an awkward like off-color card, the ability for Utopia Sprawl to like enable your turn 2 cast a little bit cleaner off of a basic forest. And so I don't love exactly that basically every solution to improve this deck is to play red anyways. So there's that. There's that. But it's an interesting direction to go down. That might be like a in-between rounds of the challenge kind of deck, if you know what I mean. How was Splendid Reclamation with Valakut how was Splendid Rec with Valakut experimented in this shell before? It was like a direction to go down. I didn't necessarily think it was one of the best directions to go down for this archetype. It was okay. Yeah, we can't. Yeah, it is true. We can still afford the splash, but it is just a bit awkward. Have I played with stock up yet? Yeah, we played it in the Tamio meets the Sorry Circle Archway deck. It was like a fine card. I think that the card is like almost certainly pretty overhyped in the sense that it's like a fine kind of fringe card advantage tool in my opinion that some decks want and most decks don't. Sirac the Hunt Caller. Yeah, I mean, I kind of knew that talking about this would invite a stream of unplayable goofball cards, but you just don't have to put Sirac. You just play Seismic Assault instead. Yeah, it didn't do very well with the Neoform update, unfortunately. I didn't play very well either, if I'm going to be honest, but kind of lost on that deck, I feel. No reason for black version of zombie infestation. Yeah, discarding 2 is a lot more than 1. It's kind of an interesting thought, though. The card is also only 2 mana. Mono red with Lavamancer is juicy. You gotta play Loam though in this kind of shell. Yeah, so Monument triggers twice from the first looting cast. very good with looting. A pretty common line with this deck is you're going to go Monument, cycle Street Wraith, make a treasure, cast Faithless Looting, and then you get to trigger all 3 modes the turn you play it. True, but also like Brain Surge is good too. Yeah, it's so like one thing that's nice is that Stock Up digs. It digs deeper, you never lock yourself, and it doesn't get Bowmastered. Brain Surge is an instant, and it flips Tamio, and it sets up miracles, so both are reasonable. We couldn't make a Treasure Cast Monument. I'm holding a I don't, could we have done that and held up Boseiju? I don't think we had enough mana. In fact, we just cast the Seismic Assault. Yeah, like we need to hold up the Boseiju against the Breach deck. Alright, so we'll see if they pop the Lantern here. Okay, that's fine. So play the Monument. Maybe we should have just gone after their face. Can probably kill them next turn, though. Don't see too many, like, sack 3 clues on your opponent's turn to flip Tamio. Boseiju being 1 mana is nice with Wrenn. It's 2 mana. Boseiju is only discounted by legendary creatures, not planeswalkers. So yeah, I could discard the Boseiju and kill the Tamio, but then we don't have Boseiju up. So I'm probably going to discard the Boseiju end of turn and just to deal them 5 if they don't play a Breach. I think we still do that. We put them down to 7, and then if we hit 2 lands off of 2 Rumbles, we win. Oh, okay. Well, if the last card is second Breach, we get got. So if I put them down to 9, then if I hit 2 lands, that's 10. Yeah, so you'll lose 3 life here. Triggering the Monument is so cool. Is their last card second Underworld Breach? That would be tough. If so, I don't know if they have another fetchable untapped red source. All right, so we need to hit 1 land off these Rumbles to be able to win this game. There we go. Might as well cast the other one. Then we can draw a card off the first Seismic Assault trigger. Well, thank you for showing up, Utopia Sprawl. Yeah, they could have tried to mill over another Breach. That could have done it for sure. Yeah, winning game 1, definitely nice. Yeah, so I've been cutting the lootings because of the tension with Cage, which I think is fine, and then go down to Wraiths. We'll go down to Wrenn and Six and a Wraith. How was your Mono Black Monument Asmo deck? So we didn't do very well with it. We ran into, and like I think in 3 matches, we lost to Doorkeeper Thrill twice, and we lost to Stony Silence twice. No, sorry, it's out of 4 matches. We lost to Doorkeeper Thrill twice and Stony Silence twice. Something along those lines. I feel like I'm recalling this slightly wrong. But both those cards were like obviously very, very good against us. Kind of tough to run into them immediately. Obviously, they also exist in the format, and Doorkeeper Throw against the Crab Abomination and the vehicle that gets discounted. Particularly tough for us. Monument to Endurance plus Solitary Confinement, probably not good enough. It's interesting. I think most decks can beat Solitaire. Yeah, it is kind of cool that those two cards together is just infinite Solitaire Confinement. But yeah, I don't. There are very few decks that just lose to Solitary Confinement. It's like just Boros Energy, and they even have Static Prison. The yellow board looks hideous. I thought so too. Then I suddenly loved it. Yeah, I wonder if this will have the Faithless Looting effect, where there is that secret layer Faithless Looting that had a lot of negative reception at first, and then for me it's like just my favorite version of the card now. Four Dogs, unban Weezer. This is like a long-standing joke they're doing. I think it's funny. I've been laughing at it. It's a long time meme. They're not being rude. Every day Weezer goes deck something by, and I chuckle. And then I don't hear from Weezer until the next day. The best Weezer album. I only know "Say It Ain't So" by them. I don't know any of their other songs. They do have another Breach in the yard. They also have Swan Song in the yard. Holy shit! I just noticed the Swan Song. So I guess we lose. Yeah, casual turn 3 through Force of Vigor. I mean, like, they're just going to float blue man off the Mox Opal. There's not really a way to play around this. Let's just move on. After they Swan Song me, I don't know how they miss it. Breach should not let you cast instant sources. Yeah, I mean, Breach is like one of the worst design cards ever. It's like when you think about Underworld Breach and you think about how it was printed in like 2019, after like we had already learned about like Treasure Cruise being busted, after you've played with the card Yawgmoth's Will, like you know about Yawgmoth's Will. The fact that this card made it through design was just always unbelievable. I can keep this on the play against Breach, I think. I don't know if I'm supposed to play the Forgotten Cave turn 1 or not. I think we should. Yeah, like the fact that you designed a better Yawgmoth's Will like 20 years after Yawgmoth's Will was printed is just like in the Hall of Fame of like worst design and Magic of all time. I gotta take the mountain. Hall of Fame for being bad, yeah. Hall of Fame for one of like the most like you have to grade on a curve a little bit. You know what I mean? Like when Yawgmoth's Will is printed, like I think you can understand a little bit more like how this design mistake happens. But like for them to print Breach when they did, they just really should have known better. So if they sack the Lantern, they can flip the Tamiyo. They need a land to do that. Yeah, guys will also. It's like, yeah, why are we exploring this design space? I agree. How much better would Magic be if 2019 as a whole never happened? I mean, the world as a whole would be better maybe if 2019 never happened. They have a tap land instead. Okay, good draw. Makes me sad that I played out the cave a little bit. We are going shields down. They do have the lantern for the Loam, but it's kind of okay because we get to still have the Loam in the yard and still have a Boseiju in our hand. Although I guess we don't have with the Fire-Lit Thicket, it's a bit awkward. Don't we stop their win last game if we blow up Amber and Station in response to Breach Cast? They have no mana to recast the Station. Yeah, yes, I think we might have. It's not deterministic though, because they could like sack an Opal in response. If they just have any other like Opal on the yard, it's we're gonna lose still. But I did just miss that they had it in the yard. Okay, Tough Nature's Claim. Grab 2 Boseijus. They popped the lantern, but we still have Loam Boseiju available. Gonna leave up Surveil or Channel Boseiju, of course. It was 2020, not 2019, but that's still in the fun zone of all gas, no breaks. Yeah, I mean, that whole era was just the worst it's ever been. I think I will dredge the Loam. I think we should also sprawl the commercial district, right? I think it's interesting they chose to cast Grinding Station instead of Sack a Clue. I feel like Beanstalk, the Ring, and Nadu era was equal or worse, like 2019. Just the most OP drawing engines ever. I mean, I just strongly disagree, but it's just also very opinion based, right? Like like MH3 was really bad. MH3 is my like least favorite individual set ever, but from like War of the Spark to Call Time, every set broke the modern format. And I do think MH3 individually was worse, but like when every single it just used to be the case, like when they would print a standard set, you would expect it to break the modern format. You couldn't realistically expect any degree of stability. Why do I hate MH3 so much? There's lots of cards I love. Tommy was really fun. I mean, obviously there are a lot of good parts, but the big reason for my dislike of MH3 is that it took a format that I really loved and I really was enjoying, the MH2 era, my favorite format ever, and I think it made it not very enjoyable and not very fun on a very simple level, right? Went from like my favorite format to like a very unfun format. And on another level, like MH3 I think had a lot of just bonehead design choices that didn't really make a lot of sense. Nadu was obviously the biggest one, but also like why did we decide to make Eldrazi a big focus of MH3? Like that should probably just never have happened. Like, and then Guide, Pride, Ajani, Flage. I did not help with MH3 card design. I turned them down, so no one to blame but myself. What if this is the Necro deck? I think we got to keep that on top. Then try to looting into land number 2. You ever gone back and read the comments on spoiler threads? People think Flage's gonna suck us with 3 mana. I never ever look at any of the. I haven't been on any Magic subreddit in probably 5 years, but Yeah, against the relic, let's discard these. And then, yeah, can't play Atlantis turn, obviously. But yeah, like I remember when, for me, I liked Flage, but my worry was there wouldn't be a viable deck that played red and white. I don't know why I didn't just understand that there are all these other crazy red and white cards. I always I always take like each card individually for some reason. Something I need to be better at. Excited to test this matchup. Don't forget Nadu. I said at the beginning, Nadu was the biggest mistake, of course. And then all the mistakes of like the MH3 era were really compounded by having 3 months of Nadu for no reason. It should not have been more than 1 month, and then like 3 months of energy. It should have been maybe 2 months, probably like a month and a half before they did something. Like this was a huge problem to have like six months of dead format. And now we have Breach. And now we have Breach, and I am so happy Breach is like the deck to beat. It's bullshit, like, and you know, to some extent the top deck in Modern is always some bullshit, but between like the previous 6 months, to have Breach be the top deck is something I'm very happy with. And there are a lot of decks I feel like I just like can come really ready with my sideboard forward and win sometimes, lose sometimes, and I actually enjoy a lot of the games against Breach. Where it's like, when Nadu's the top deck of the format, you know, you were just kind of fucked. Like, it's not like you could metagame and be good against Nadu. Do you want to play the Monument to like make a discard spell worse? Do you like Breach more than Boros Energy? Like, infinitely more. Because like Boros Energy also, like, you couldn't just be like, okay, I'm gonna sideboard some cards and then I'm gonna be good against Boros Energy. You know what I mean? It's like if in the Boros Energy meta you had to play combo. All I could brew for like 3 months were combo decks. Like trying to attack the Boros Energy metagame outside of playing combo decks was just not like a real possibility. But like with Breach, any deck can play a pile of Grafdigger's Cages, you know, and this is a card that like you can like maneuver games around, and you're not going to win all the time with it, obviously. And Breach is like a pretty broken card, and also this is another time to bring up, Modern has never been a perfect format, can't really ever be a perfect format, but it's better. It's much better now than it was during the MH3 era. They're just dead. They don't have soul spike. I guess we might get soul spiked. Could it be deck tech is unavailable? Yeah, deck techs are not a thing anymore, unfortunately. I like games like this where someone just draws a bunch of cards then die. Yeah, I'm excited about the green heavy build. I think there's a good chance like the green heavy build, either we build it today or it's like something we play in between rounds of tomorrow's challenge. So I want to keep in the bolts. Let's cut some wraiths. Like 1 Force of Vigor, no wraiths. So I want to keep that life total kind of padded. Let's keep this one. Put it to the mill to 6. Like the biggest sin of MH3 is the blatant lack of focus on the format to favor another metric ton of commander designs. It's insane to me. Every 3 years we can't get a commander-free product. Deck's a broken commander to warp the... Yeah, I agree. I will say, like, MH2 was that set. Like there was some commander focus, but MH2 saved Modern. Modern was like so unplayable for a long time, and like MH2 like was just like this awesome stabilization, and like the format was, I think, really good for a really long time. It was not perfect. Modern will never be perfect. It never has been, but like playing from like the 2019 to 2020 era, you would just count on standard to break modern every single time. You would just be like, okay, what is going to destroy the format this time? And you just went from broken, like every set just revitalized everything. It was so unstable, and MH2 really stabilized it. What MH2 was like what made modern unplayable before? Yeah, it's like so. I'll just pull up the set tab here to give you even some more visualization. What MH2 cards specifically save modern? I mean, the whole format became about MH2 cards because they were so powerful. It's also kind of interesting because a lot of cards were banned by this point too. But War of the Spark got Mike and Sith Lattice banned. Core Set 2020 had Field of Dead. Also like Lotus Field, right? Also this is the Veil of Summer set too. I'm pretty sure this is the Field of the Dead set, right? Field of the Dead. To a lesser extent, Lotus Field. Don't really want to talk about Lotus Field too much. And then you have I think MH1 is before Throne of Eldraine. I can never remember which one came out first, but you have MH1 with Arkham's Astrolabe, Hogak, Throne of Eldraine, Mystic Sanctuary, Once Upon a Time, Oko, Theros Beyond Death with Uro, Underworld Breach, Ikora with Companions, Core Set 2021 with MDFCs, which were really, really broken with Simian Spirit Guide, which gave rise to Belcher and gave rise to Oopsal Spells. Oh, sorry, that's Zendikar Rising. Was Core 2021, was this a safe place here? I feel like there is something in Core 2021, but maybe I'm misremembering. Maybe this one was just kind of fine. Based? Oh, I remember Conspicuous Snoop was really cool. Obviously not a breaking. Yeah, maybe this one was maybe fine. I played Nyambi sometimes. Okay, Core 2021 based. So Zendikar Rising had the MDFC. Zendikar Rising also had Omnath, and then you had Kaldheim, which had Tipple's Trickery and Valky in the same set. So this was just like over a year of every set, besides the core set destroying the format. Don't tell my opponent I'm lying to them. Thought about holding up Veil of Summer for Soul Spike. I guess we just dodged it. And I guess I'm holding up double Lightning Bolt plus Veil. Magecraft and Strixhaven never did anything broken in Modern. Yeah, Strixhaven was kind of the start of it. Like, Strixhaven was fine. Was Strixhaven was a pre-MH2, right? Yeah. Okay, so I got a double bolt Shieldred. Or I could double bolt them. How do they ever play around two bolts? Maybe they do. I think I'm kind of down to try to cheese this game by them not playing around it. Nice. And then they can also think I'll just soul spike them if there's double bolt. We have Veil of Summer for the soul spikes. So I guess if they have double soul spike, we get got. Veil before they draw. The problem is if we Veil first, it's like they're less likely to go for this, right? If only the spawn let me have double Veil up. Was Image 1 good for Modern after Hogak? I don't even really think so, because and it's hard to say because all these other sets were breaking everything constantly. It was tough. There were some fun parts too, and I enjoyed to some extent playing in the broken formats. It can be kind of fun for a little bit, but it's just not very sustainable. Let's mulligan. Kind of a close hand. This hand seems a bit better. Put back the second cave. Forget this cave. Mystic Sanctuary was Throne of Eldraine. Throne of Eldraine. Legacy, by definition, is meant to be the place any card that isn't powered vintage legal. I understand that on some level, but it also, in my opinion, is pretty clear that, or at least as I'm someone who used to be an exclusive Legacy player. I only played Legacy for a pretty long period of time, and the presence of commander cards in Legacy is like a big part of the reason why I just have not played Legacy in years. And so, you know, like there's certainly some like personal preference stuff, and I understand that that is what Legacy is, where you can play all the cards, but on some level, it's like the commander only cards are designed for a different game. You know what I mean? They're designed for a different game, which is multiplayer, 100 cards, 40 point life totals. Like it's almost like an unrecognizable game compared to Commander. And so it's very tough where it's like, yes, you can play these cards, but these cards were not designed for the game you're playing. Which leads to every card that is playable in the format, like the initiative stuff. Lee of Old was maybe the first big example. True Name Nemesis makes games worse. Or the Urza's, like the unset Urza's land is like so stupid in Legacy too. What turn is it? What turn is it? Yeah, it's nice that we get to chat about life. We did come prepared. As prepared as you can be, really. Can even turn to these Magus of the Moons. What was the unset land? There's a land that's just it says it's every Urza's type. So you play that and you play an Urza's Tower and your Urza's Tower taps for 3. There's like another synergy with it too. There's like another one, I can't remember. The unset Urza's land isn't Legacy. They made a different one MH3. Oh. I thought it was from the unset Planar Nexus. Planar Nexus is an MH3 card. Okay, if this was a land to kick house looting, we could keep. That's good. That's good. I didn't realize. The MH3 one is actually better. I see. Do you think the Dragon Mox would go well with Sprite Dragon? I have a soft spot in my heart for Sprite Dragon, but I can't really say I'm a believer. Better to fetch this into play so we can have a fetch land for the Wrenn and Six, of course. Well, we got a bunch of Boseijus, a bunch of Force of Vigors, and a bunch of Maguses. I think keeping on 6 with the Utopia Sprawl and the looting to dig for these cards is fine. We may lose them. Chris with the 2 months again, thank you. I guess we'll probably discard one of the Seismic Assaults so we don't exactly need to pick up a land before looting. So there's a Boseiju. Let's discard 1, 2. The thing for me about people saying they shouldn't design for Commander is that they already get so many complaints, like, why isn't there... Yeah, you know, like, they should be designing for Commander, obviously. Like, Commander is, like, the reason why we get to play Magic the Gathering in 2025. Commander is the most popular format by a lot. It will be like this for the foreseeable future. But but I think that they should not design for Commander at the detriment of Constructed, which feels like a pretty ice cold take. And they, you know, that it's not, of course, what they try to do, right? Weird they aren't doing Commander decks for Spider-Man. Oh, that is weird. Six is an interesting thing to grab here. Pretty weak against my hand here. Spider-Man's just a standard set. Yeah, but they don't... They basically always do Commander's packs for standard sets, don't they? So if I want to kill this... And then we just go kill the Wrenn and Six, or kill the 6. Sorry. It's kind of a... Kind of feels bad to do that with with Wrenn and Six in play. Flavor fail. There's a good chance they only have 3 forests. Sometimes it's like 3 or 4, right? Let's just see. Nice. Universe Beyond Commander sets, a crossover with the old Magic lore. Is it fair to say that making cards for another game Commander is good, but legalizing for them in eternal formats is bad? Yeah, I think that would be a summary of my feelings on it. And I also say that you probably should not take my opinion on Commander super duper seriously, or yeah, Commander cards and like Legacy super seriously, because I'm a modern Andy. But I used to be a Commander guy, and I did stop playing Commander, or sorry, I used to be Commander and Legacy, but I don't know. Entered the ramble portion of the stream, I guess. Entered the cathartic, therapeutic Boseiju Titan out of the game portion of the stream. Was looting a band the reason Seismic is playable again? Forsaken Monument is insane with Seismic Assaults. We played some Seismic Assault like just without it before. It's been like fine, but this has been like a big upgrade. Looting is definitely a big part of it. Why not Boseiju the Dryad? We didn't have mana to cast Loam, Boseiju, and Boseiju again, did we? Maybe I'm misremembering. But I thought we didn't have enough mana. Cage for Green Sun. I think it's a little bit too narrow, and it stops my looting as well. It's hard to like, if every Titan list was just on 4 Green Sun, I'd be pretty down too. But it's like a lot of Titan lists play like 1, 2, or 3 Green Sun Zeniths. So we know our opponent is playing it. So, like Canister doesn't even play any. So that hasn't been something I've been really wanting to incorporate into my sideboard plans, but it could be okay. Okay, them drawing a forest is really nice for us. That's like 1 less Boseiju that we have to do. I think I'm going to surveil instead of loot here with no Loam in my hand. It's a little bit greedy to wait on the forest, but you usually should wait on forest for a turn in these kind of spots. Especially against an opponent who's playing... I guess maybe they probably are just playing 1 Dryad, right? Saga. How diverse is Modern meta at the top tier? There's like 5-ish top tier decks at the moment, and like a good amount of tier 2 stuff you can play. Green Sunless only use 1 Dryad. I think most people only use 1 Dryad. So I want to keep that. And this turn, let's just hold up the Boseiju. We can Boseiju a bounce land in response to the Amulet trigger. Boros Breach, Eldrazi Sewer. Boros Breach, Eldrazi Sewer. Hold on. Okay, this is only 5 mana. It's not a bounce land, so I don't think I want to Boseiju it here. Kind of do want to use a Boseiju. Let's go ahead and kill... I think we kill the Vesuva. Let's cast Magus of the Moon. Frog is also kind of on the uptick, but I would call Frog tier 2. So if my opponent does play a Colossal Dreadmaw here, it's not actually going to be super lemon squeezy to contend with. Yeah, I did give them a forest first, to be fair, yeah. Okay, so thankfully they don't have their Colossal Dreadmaw. A little bit worried about them having Boseiju and then top decking a Titan. I think it's better to hold the land in hand to kill the 6/6. The Colossal guy is green. I'm talking when I say Colossal Dreadmaw, I mean like Titan being a 6/6 trampler, which is like a vanilla 6/6 trampler is Colossal Dreadmaw. I'm not talking about. I understand the confusion with Cultivator Colossus. Although it's the card is 6/6 double rampant growth, you know. And they do have the Boseiju, which they main phase. So let's go end of turn. End of turn Boseiju, then Boseiju on my turn, which should be a Stone Rain. I guess we flashback this looting too. So if they have a land, we might unlock the Dreadmaw, but then they wouldn't have any draw triggers off of it at least. Glass Cannon deck, huh? So let's Rumble, look for a 3-drop. Kind of the wrong 3-drop, but we will take it. So if I go 3 this turn, 3 on their turn, if my opponent can't attack, I guess I have the looting, yeah. So we should be able to go flashback looting, Loam, Forgotten Cave, deal them 3 attack. Also my Wrenn and Six has 7 loyalty, so we may just barely scrape by the skin of our teeth after Magus, a million Boseijus, Force of Vigor. Is this a good bridge deck? Maybe. I don't think bridge is super good against like the field as a whole, but I wouldn't say that this would be a bad bridge deck. So I guess we could be a little scared of my opponent having Vampire's Vengeance. I guess would they have main phase that? Maybe. Glass Cannon. GG's, you'll be hearing for the Titan Cabal soon. GG's. Glass Cannon. Alright, let's get a 4-1 prediction going. That was like, and like your Boseiju's like better as a mana fixer. Like that was kind of my whole idea behind playing it, and somehow that version just has worse mana. You know what I mean? I think I put back the Loam. Yeah, I would be interested in playing Green Sun Zenith. Point. I think I just actually want to go tapped Forgotten Cave, then go Wrenn and Six, kill this next turn, and then I can go Monument, cycle Street Wraith looting on turn 3, since you can make a treasure token. Why the preference of Sprawl over Grazer? Yeah, so it like Sprawl is not card disadvantage, and it's 0 mana after turn 1, where you get to go like tap it, enchant it on an untapped land, tap it for mana. Grazer blocks, but like there's, you know, I know I'm playing against Ragavan right now. There's less Ragavans right now than there usually are. You know, Sprawl, Grazer puts the land into play, and a lot of times you want that land in your hand to discard. Grazer would be fine, though. Like it could be the case that Grazer's better than Sprawl, but this is my reason for preferring Sprawl. Less cats. Yeah, less cats. Less energy, less Ragavan. Grazer plays really well with 6 when you're trying to recur sagas. I think Saga goes kind of nuts with monuments, pumping out treasures. Wait, did you have a cookbook in the deck? I don't know. There's just like some modern players who will always put Urza Saga in the deck they're playing. Like no matter what the deck is, no matter what's going on, like they will just always add Urza Saga. And to me, it seems like this is not a good fit for Saga. I think it's very rough on the already rough mana. But I just caution you against being one of the always Urza Saga game. Loam with Saga's alternate win con. It's not a very good win condition. So there's that. So I can go Seismic Assault, deal this 4. I guess I need to just draw land off the Wraith. Okay, there we go. Obviously. I feel like Saga is fine in the deck if you kind of Eula's Influence, which is a shitty card anyways. I agree that the card is bad, but it's... Then your deck just has no plan, and your deck is really slow, and you can't race anything, which like this deck can do, which is nice. And so Eula's Influence is trying to imitate that. I agree it does not imitate it super well, which is probably why that build won't be good. Alright, so we want some Force of Vigors. I don't want I think like 3/3 Wraiths, like the lower life total is obviously a problem. Could play Magus. Let's actually play Magus. Like we have all these Boseijus too. Is this a Jarvis deck? I think this is a Jarvis deck. It plays kind of a lot like Legacy Realms. Wouldn't this be a deck for Fabled Realms Uncharted? I mean, of course not. I do love Realms Uncharted, but like that card doesn't do anything here. Just like any Realms Uncharted deck ever. What is Force against them? Scion of Draco, Leyline Binding, and Leyline of the Guild Pact. Three Loam, 2 red. Yeah, I think you basically never want to play less than 3 Loam. It's a bit fragile in this matchup too. Probably want to be keeping this. It's a bit weird. So I'm probably going to go Monument, Cycle, Forgotten Cave. Could go Wrenn and Six minus and Bolt also. Kind of like that. And then it's pretty bad to cycle this Forgotten Cave if my opponent kills the Wrenn and Six. So I think I just wait a second instead of trying to cycle to hit a land. I might cycle end of turn still. So thinking 4 Loam, 1 Wrenn. The thing is, like, you just mill over the first Loam so often. But we're thinking about a mono green build too with the Eula's Influence instead of Seismic Assault. And so that way, like, Boseiju gets to be better. You can get shifting Woodland back into the deck, but that build isn't exactly seeming better. So I think instead of cashing in this looting now for just a treasure token, we should save it for 4 triggers off the monuments. Why is Leyline of the Guild Pack playable modern? I mainly play standard and watch your lot, so I don't know. So Leyline of the Guild Pack combos with Scion of Draco. It makes all creatures all colors, so it gives Scion of Draco and everything else hexproof, lifelink, vigilance, trample for strike. Might be adding or forgetting a ability there, but it's basically a combo with Scion of Draco. And it also like lets you turn 1 Leyline Binding, which is kind of nice. I guess we play around Stub, even though my opponent's kind of F6'd. So I can't cast the Magus. I think I'll do lose 3 instead of treasure token, although it's kind of close. Punished. Why not board in Cage against Flage? I wasn't sure. They usually play like 1 or 2 Flage. Cage also stops our looting flashback. A lot of times Flage is kind of slow and you can control it with Seismic Assault. I don't know if that's going to be something that happens here or not. Yeah, some people have suggested Mycon's Gardens to copy Monument. You would want to play that probably in like a Opal Cookbook shell. Oh, do they have Arena of Glory? Cooked, I guess. Unless you draw. Doorkeeper Thrill is most popular with 4 Flage. Oh, I didn't know they played 4. Okay. But yeah, you could play Gardens in like the Mox Opal build. So I don't think it's going to be possible for us to win this game unless we can get a Seismic Assault in play. So I think what we want to do is Loam these back, and then we can go Cycle Forgotten Cave. If I draw a card, I can go Fetch Shock Seismic Assault, but then I won't really be able to kill the 6 or the Flage very often. So I think I just have to draw it off the cave here. Not quite so lucky. I don't think there's anything I can find off the Rumble at this point. Okay, so 3-2. Yeah, a little late on the Magus, sadly. Okay, since we have some time, let's take a quick look at like what mono green might look like.